Hello YouTube and welcome back to Archive Arena. In today's video we are going to talk about one of the most notorious and infamous serial killers of all time, Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper was an anonymous murderer who operated in the Whitechapel district of London, killing and then mutilating at least 5 women. Although the murders attributed to Jack the Ripper occurred within a mile of each other over a 9-week period between Friday the 31st of August and Friday the 9th of November 1888. In the late 1800s, London's East End was a shabby, wretched district that was overrun with violence and crime. Prostitution was also only illegal if it caused public disturbance, therefore the area was abundant in brothels and low lodging houses. In such circumstances, violence and death of the ladies of the night were rarely talked about by the upper classes and the press, and just regarded too as normal, as female victims were killed by gang members demanding protection money. One of these incidents is that of Emma Smith, who was beaten and then raped by 4 men. But in the light of all of this, how did Jack the Ripper become so notorious? Well, this fame comes from the fact that he mutilated his victims after he killed them, disemboweling them while also removing organs such as kidneys and uteruses. His or her way of operating was just too brutal to go unnoticed, so much so that the Ripper was seen as a maniac. Once it was realized that a maniac was on the loose, the Metropolitan Police, also known as Scotland Yard, was called into action. The overall charge of the operation was given to Detective Chief Inspector Donald Swanson, while investigations in Whitechapel were conducted by Inspector Fred Aberline and Walter Andrews, under the supervision of Chief Inspector Moore. At the time of the murders, forensic science was very much in its infancy. It was not easy, if indeed possible at all, to distinguish between human and animal blood, and the search for other physical residues, such as hair, sperm and saliva at the crime scene, was virtually non-existent. Fingerprints weren't taken either, as the technique of fingerprinting was not used by Scotland Yard until 1901. On-the-spot analysis largely consisted of looking for clues, such as something dropped by the murderer. Police investigators followed up whatever clues they had and sought to establish the victim's spinal movements. The Jack the Ripper investigation focused on tracing suspicious people back at the scene at the time of the murders, looking into the whereabouts of people already known to the police and questioning the local prostitutes. The Metropolitan Police also distributed about 80,000 handbills requesting the public to communicate anything suspicious to the authorities. The police visited common lodging houses, questioned over 2,000 lodgers, and made extensive house-to-house inquiries, all of this without success. Of all the murders that occurred between 1888 and 1892 in Whitechapel and that were attributed to the Ripper, only 5 of them are considered canonical: those of Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly. Each one of them was a prostitute, and in each instance the victim's throat was cut and the body was usually mutilated in a manner indicating that the murderer had at least some knowledge of human anatomy. Little is known about the Ripper's identity. What is known is that the name Jack the Ripper originates from a letter named the Dear Boss letter, which is believed by many to be a hoax. Since 1888, more than 100 people have been suspected to be the real person behind Jack the Ripper, with numerous theories being produced over the years. But to this day, the real identity of Jack the Ripper remains a mystery. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you have any theories about the real identity of the Ripper, please leave us a comment down below, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave us a like and subscribe for other awesome videos about historical figures. Until the next time, this was Archive Arena. Goodbye.